Okay, so today's agenda, we've got all these power switches that we need to change. That's old school. We've got some new school ones right there. All right, that's going to be a very nice finish, but it's going to be some very difficult work. Okay, so here goes our breakers. Here goes our toggle switches. All right, now these have grounds and power, but this right here is bridged multiple times, so that new one sort of cuts all this work. But that doesn't mean that this job is easier. That means that we run into way more problems, because all these fuses and all these breakers right here are provided power bridged and then bridged over to the actual switches, and then obviously they're bridged to whatever they need a power, and that's ground and power right there. So we're going to have to figure out, brainstorm, and get this thing to par. My first step is I'm going to be cutting all these wire ties right here so that I can separate all the wires and see which one goes where exactly, and we're going to go from there, guys. So a little bit of a puzzle right here. All right, guys, so when doing anything electrical, especially in this cluster, you want to make sure that you've got everything pretty much tagged, okay, just with what they are specifically, etc. And try to take as much photos as you can, so when you're switching everything around, you know exactly what's what. So these are things that are being provided power, these blue tags. And obviously I'm going to know where these go. These provide power to the switch. That's going to provide power to the actual accessories. All right, so I've got one of the hardest parts done, which is disconnecting the actual old toggle switches right here. As you can see, we've tried to look for these online, but they had no matching ones. The other ones were pop out, and they just weren't doable. So we've got these out. We've got all the wires all marked. All right, I've got my tape here to keep myself on track as far as the space that I need to cut open in order to lay these new ones in, which would be these right here. Okay. Okay, so we have our first cutout, as you can see. All right, and that thing lays perfectly in there, almost lined right up with everything right there, guys. So this is my guide. Gonna cut it. We've got this bad boy right here, and that's how we're doing the jig. There we go. All right, let's get our all right, there goes our new switch panel right there. Let's throw that baby. Boom, nice and flush, guys. Nice and flush. There goes a nice look to this guy's helm. Newer, upgraded, not as old. And, we're doing the thing, guys. All right, finished product right here. We've got all the buttons in. We've tried them all. Everything lights up as they should. Everything's wired in as they should. So there we go.